We have a DC-DC converter here. The input of this is 10 volts to 24 volts, and the output is symmetrical, 12 volts to 18 volts, and the output is adjustable. We have our adjustable pot here. The output filtering on this is CLC, a pipe filter. So we have a 220 microfarad, 25 volts, and we have our inductor and another 220 microfarad. This one is 35 volt. Okay, this one is 35 volt too. This one is 35 volt. I thought it was 25 volts. Both of the capacitors are 220 UF. So we got a CLC, and then we have our bypass capacitor, ceramic bypass capacitor, probably a 0.1 microfarad. This is an isolated power supply. The output is isolated from the input. So this is the ground. This is the input ground, and this is the output ground. This is the remote. It's shorted to the positive supply. See, as you can see, the input ground is isolated from the output ground. This is the ground. This is the output ground. We have our output rectifier here. We have our TLC 431, and this is our optocoupler. Let's look at the chip. So that is the control chip UC3845. On the input side, we have our common mode choke here, our filter capacitor, and this is our primary driver. That's the FHY 1906. So this is the description of the chip of the listing, the DC-DC converter. Cost about $11 with free shipping. Isolated power input voltage 10 to 24 volts, output current 1 ampere. So let's test this power supply. We have our DC-DC converter now connected to our to electronic load. This is the output voltage. Is connected to the positive output, and this one is connected to the negative output because we have a symmetrical output. The input side of this DC converter is has a decent input filtering. We have a common mode choke here. We have both filter capacitor, and we also have a 0.1 UF bypass capacitor here, this one. So this is what our ripple looks like. So this is our ripple peak to peak. So this is our ripple. Now let's put some load to the DC-DC converter. This says it's capable of up to 1 ampere. So first we're going to put the load of 100 milliampere. Set this to 100 milliampere. Okay, so that's 100 milliampere. Okay, so that's 100 milliampere. Okay, so we have 100 milliampere. and the voltage dropped to 11.8. What happened to the ripple? Okay, so this is what our ripple looks like. Around 270 plus millivolt peak to peak. That's pretty high for just 100 milliampere load. So the frequency is very low. Let me move this power supply here. I'm going to move the power source of this one to our AC power source, and let's see if this low frequency ripple. I have now connected this power supply to our AC power source here, and looks like the low frequency ripple, the mains frequency, is still there, and it's pretty high, around 260 plus millivolts. I'm going to try to connect this later to a preamp or a small amp and see if we can see this noise at the output of the amplifier. Let's increase the load of the electronic load to 200 milliampere. Let's turn this off first, turn off, 200 milli. So now we have a 200 milliampere load on the DC-DC converter, and the output has dropped to 11.5 volts. Let's try to increase the input voltage if the output voltage will increase. Okay, that is 14 volts. So the output is unaffected if the input voltage is increased. I'm just going to reduce this back to 12 volts. So let's look at the ripple. The ripple is almost the same, around 260 millivolt. There's no difference. So our ripple is almost the same. Now let's go straight to 500 milliampere load. Turn this off. Let's go straight to 500 milliampere. This DC-DC converter is rated up to 1 ampere. So we're going to test this up to 1 ampere. Now we have a 500 milliampere load. Now we have 500 milliampere here, and the voltage has dropped to 10.5. That's it's around 1.5 volts drop. It's like the voltage regulation of this DC-DC converter is not very good. Let's look at the ripple. The ripple is actually a little bit lower compared if we have a lower load current. With the 100 milliampere load, we have like 260 millivolt. Now this is around 60 millivolt lower. The driver transistor is not hot. transformer is not very hot. It's not making any heat, and that is with 500 milliampere load. Let's try 1 ampere. Okay, that is 1 ampere load, and the voltage has dropped almost half. Oh, it's not half, about yeah, almost half. This is 15 volts output, 500 milliampere. The voltage dropped around 14.8 volts, around 200 millivolts loss. Let's look at our ripple. So that is our ripple, around 200 millivolts peak to peak. Okay, let's do 1 ampere. What's this? The description for this DC board is up to 1 ampere load. Okay, that is 1 ampere. Okay, so it dropped to 10 volts, so that's 5 volts less. So definitely this board cannot do 1 ampere. So that is our ripple. So at 1 ampere, this is useless at 1 ampere. Okay, let's reduce it to say 800 milli amp. Okay, so that is 800 milliampere, 15 volts, set to 15 volts, and the output is around 14.2 here and 14.4 here. And the driver transistor is really hot. The output transformer is okay. It's making a little bit of heat, but not much, but this is really hot. That's the ripple, 360 millivolt plus. Yeah, 400, so that is 400. Okay, let's try 18 volts. Turn this off first. I'm going to set this just 500 milliampere. I could not get it to increase by 16.5, let's say. It increases and then it decreases and then it increases again. So we're now at 17 volts. Okay, that's this. Okay, that's 18 volts. 500 milliampere, 0.4 volts drop on this side. Okay, so this one drop to 0.4, also 0.4 volts drop, and 0.4 also here. Let's look at the ripple. It's around 200 plus millivolts. Let me connect this to a small amplifier and let's see if you can see this noise at the output. I have the DC-DC converter hooked up to this amplifier. The output of the DC-DC converter is 18 volts on the positive rail and 18 volts on the negative rail. So from rail to rail we have around 36 volts. So that's our frequency from our signal gen, and the output signal is pretty clean, so the noise from the DC-DC converter is not showing on the output of the amplifier. So I'm changing the frequency. You can see the frequency here. It's going to change a little bit when I turn this dial. Times 100. It's clipping a little bit. So that's 1 kilohertz. Up to 11 kilohertz. There's no noise coming from the DC-DC converter. Times 1K. So we can test up to 20 kilohertz. Okay, so that's 10 kilohertz. Okay, so that's 20 kilohertz. So this DC-DC converter is good for use on small amps. Can even be used to power this AJM MX50, but you will be limited to plus or minus 18 volts. Okay, let's see the clipping at 20 kilohertz. So it's clipping now. The power supply is probably having a hard time supplying power to the amplifier. So it's able to deliver 27 volts to the peak before clipping using this small DC-DC converter. So let's see how much power 27 volts. 27 divide 2.828 squared divide 8. So that's about 11.4 watts. That is 19, around 19 kilohertz at 19 kilohertz. Next, I'm going to connect this power supply to a preamp. Let's see if the noise shows up on the output of the preamp. Now I have this DC-DC converter connected to this small preamp here. This is our signal gen, and this is the output coming from the preamp. As you can see, it's very noisy. There's a lot of noise here coming from the power supply. So this DC-DC converter is not suitable for use on preamp like this that do not have an extra filtering built in. So this converter is can be used for preamps like this with the built-in linear regulator and power amps, but you will be limited because of the 1 ampere current limit of this DC-DC converter.